What's up guys, my name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and welcome back to the channel. Christmas is closing in within only days, and so far this month we've already covered the top 10 Christmas games on PC and the top 10 Christmas horror games, which you should check out linked below or at the side of this video right now. Well, what about those great games that are not Christmas games entirely, but have a Christmas theme or special Christmas levels within them? In this video, I'll be talking about the top 10 Christmas levels in games. These are the best games with Christmas levels, some old and some slightly new. These seemingly normal games bring the holiday spirit by the introduction of some fun and fresh seasonal levels and modes. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Number 10, Saints Row 4 How the Saints Saved Christmas. The second DLC pack released for the fourth Saints Row title, How the Saints Saved Christmas, was released way back in December 2013 and brings 3 brand new missions and 2 new activities called Genki Holiday and Naughty and Nice to the game. This pack can be obtained through the Season Pass bundle as well as the National Treasure and Game of the Century editions. This concept's name is based off the Dr. Seuss book How the Grinch Stole Christmas and has several references to movies like A Christmas Story and references to the Grinch itself. The first mission, Miracle on 3rd Street, is a reference to the movie Miracle on 34th Street, and it's a Christmas version of the 50s steel port in the game. You basically have to do a series of challenges like taking out an enemy called Claus and then saving Santa. Then there's 2 final missions, the Fight Before Christmas, obviously a play on words of the Night Before Christmas, and finally the Santa Claus, which is the 3rd and final mission. Number 9, Borderlands 2 How Marcus Saved Mercenary Day. Another similarly titled expansion, but for Borderlands 2 this time. How Marcus Saved Mercenary Day is a headhunter pack for Borderlands 2, which is a winter holiday themed DLC that brings a new skin and head unlock to all of the classes in game, as well as a storyline that brings a new boss fight at the end. Released in December 2013, just like Saints Row 4's Christmas DLC, this narrative can be accessed by fast traveling to Marcus's mercenary shop within Frosty Bottom when you have the DLC, and then you can start it at level 15 on normal mode. Basically, Marcus has fenced a large gun shipment, but it's gone missing somewhere. Using the Vault Hunters, aka you, to search the frozen town of Gingerton to find them, you'll find snowman attacks in abundance until you come across the Mr. Tinder Snowflake boss, which is the final boss in the DLC, and it's just a giant snowman that you summon by ringing bells on a cliffside dock on the frozen lake in the zone. The DLC has 1 story mission and 1 side quest, and it introduces a new medium-sized environment location within the DLC. Number 8, Christmas Nights into Dreams. There's a classic Sega game by Team Sonic called Nights into Dreams. I've actually been playing it a little on Steam after picking it up a few months back in the remastered form. Basically, the game is a flying acrobatic game with bosses where you need to collect points in the time trialed levels to complete each stage. Although technically not a game and this is more like a set of levels, this one made it onto this list because it was included on a sampler disc for the main game released during the 1996 holiday season for the Sega Saturn console and later released on the PS2. This is basically a version of the game that's just different to the original and repackaged with different elements to it. This game has lots of bonus content and modes not in the main original game. This version of the game takes place during Christmas time, where the city's covered in decorations with people around in the crowd searching to buy gifts for their loved ones. A lot of the different content in the levels are redesigned to have a Christmas theme. It's basically a version of the game but set in Christmas. In November and January, the game transforms to Winter Nights, where the first level is covered with snow, with scattered Christmas objects around and a brand new fitting soundtrack in the background, as well as a change of weather. The Christmas Nights part is the core of the game, where the main characters wear Santa coloured outfits with a Jingle Bells-esque tune behind it, with a brand new Christmas themed boss battle. And when playing this game on New Year's Day, it'll initiate New Year's Nights, where it's just the Winter Nights mode, but with a new title and jingle. Number 7, Banjo Kazooie Freezeezy Peak. Anyone who loves classic game franchises will probably know of Banjo Kazooie from back in the day. One of my personal favourite games in this franchise was Nuts and Bolts. In Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Pilot, you'll find a brand new 5th world to visit in the game called Freezeezy Peak, that's a winter snowy Christmas level that's entered through a snow passage. The reason why I love this specific level in this game is because of the winter music theme on the level. It's just so good. There's a few Christmas themed points of interest in this winter area, like the huge snowman sculpture militia, stacked presents and a huge Christmas tree, a village, a big cave, and the entrance area itself. There's a lot of collectibles found in this zone, and if you have this old game, it might be worth dusting off during the Christmas holiday to fuel your spirit. Number 6, Bully Chapter 3, Christmas is Here. Rockstar Games is the developer behind one of the most popular and most profitable games of all time, GTA 5. Well, another one of their popular but slightly older games at this point is Bully. You may have played Bully Scholarship Edition on Steam. Basically, Bully takes place in a school where you play as the new kid who's moved to a more upper class school and you have to cause mayhem. There's a third chapter in the game that automatically will start after you sleep, which is called Christmas is Here. Basically, you're in your dorm room and you're told that your mum sent you a Christmas present by the school secretary and you have to go and collect it. After you go to collect the present and it turns out it's a dark green ugly Christmas jumper. It's basically a sweater with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer's face on it with a big red puffball nose. All of the students laugh at you in the doorway and the mission ends soon thereafter. There's not really too much content in this mission, it's just kind of thrown in there just to be part of the Christmas holiday, but it's a short but sweet one, and you can actually make the Christmas season in-game last forever if you want to. You basically just don't go to collect the present. Number 5, Hitman Blood Money, You Better Watch Out. In this holiday-themed level, you're tasked as Agent 47 to eliminate a new tycoon target, the son of a senator, and a female assassin. Taking place in a mountain residence, you go through a series of caverns and tunnels and then into the house, attempting to blend into a Christmas party happening there. One of the targets is the life of the party, whilst the other is alone on the restricted upper floors where the photography studio is placed. This level's set at a Christmas party, so the theme of Christmas is all around, as everyone is dressed up as Santa or in seasonal outfits, and Christmas decorations are propped up all around the house. The mission, of course, is a reference to the song Santa Claus is Coming to Town, which serves the level's Christmas theme. You can find some pretty funny Easter eggs in this level too, like a drunken Santa who's hanging around in the kitchen of the house. Number 4, Diddy Kong Racing. On Diddy Kong Racing and its remaster Diddy Kong Racing DS, you'll find some Christmas-themed winter levels too. The first one, Snowflake Mountain, is the second world of the game, which is based around frozen lakes, huge snowballs, and a full village all encased into a single world. But there's actually multiple racetracks per world on these games. To access it, you need 2 or more golden balloons to fly to the cliff entrance. There's multiple racetracks in this world, like Frappe Peak, which is on a mountain, Walrus Cove, which is in a cove, Snowball Valley, which is set in a snowy valley with rolling snowballs, Icicle Pyramid, the battle stage of Snowflake Mountain, and Bluey's Course, which is the boss track set on the downhill of the mountain. The 8th track of Diddy Kong Racing, set in the second world of Snowflake Mountain also, is Frosty Village, which is the 4th track of the second world. You'll use a car on this track, and 9 golden balloons are needed for entrance. You're surrounded by water, and you'll go through caves before coming out onto a village overlook with rocky arches before going into a second cave and then a forested area. This game has some really bright music in the background for each level and track, and it's a really classic game to play. Number 3, Duke Nuclear Winter. Duke Nukem is a wild comedy action FPS franchise that's pretty old at this point. In one of the games, Duke Nukem 3D, you can play an expansion pack called Duke Nuclear Winter, where Santa Claus has been captured and brainwashed by aliens previously defeated by the protagonist character Duke. But the aliens are backed by a new force who call themselves the Feminist Elven Militia, and Duke Nukem needs to head to the North Pole to stop the brainwashed Santa and the invaders with their plan. You'll visit an array of different new and old locations across this level pack, with most of them being snowy themed versions of previously visited ones from the original base game, but with new ones too, like the headquarters of Santa Claus, a large town village, and also a toy factory. Older enemies make a return, but you'll see newer ones too, like snowmen, female elves, and Santa Claus as the final boss which you need to fight. Number 2, Mario Kart 64 Frappe Snowland. Mario Kart is one of the most beloved racing games of all time and part of the Super Mario franchise. One of my personal favourite racing games was Super Mario Kart on the Nintendo GameCube. Back on Mario Kart 64 for the Nintendo 64 console, there's a level called Frappe Snowland, a racetrack that takes place in a snowy region of hills that has many new obstacles like snowmen throughout it and cool statues of Mario and Yoshi at points throughout the level. On this level you start off on a snowy road and head around a shoe-shaped racetrack through stretches of snowmen, statues and other obstacles and points of interest before you reach the finish line. Number 1, GEXE 3, Deep Cover Gecko Holiday Broadcasting. Back on the original PlayStation days of the PS1, there was a game called GEXE 3 Deep Cover Gecko, which was the third and final game in the trilogy, and it basically puts you in the shoes of a TV-addicted lizard secret agent living the good life. In the first level of the third game, you'll play the holiday broadcasting episode. You use a winter sports disguise in this level, and it's set in the North Pole, which is based around the various shows and films shown during the Christmas holidays, which is why it's called holiday broadcasting. You'll have various tasks to do throughout this level, like creating 5 ice sculptures, whacking the snowboarding elves, and then finally defeating evil Santa. There's just a certain kind of charm that this kind of classic game brings with it, with that old 3D look, but everything is so enjoyable to look at and play through. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, and if you disagree with the top 10 Christmas levels in this video and you think I missed your favourite Christmas level in a game, then definitely let me know what it is in the comment section below, and be sure to comment below which of these 10 levels was your favourite and why. If you want more top 10 videos like this, subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.